I'm Erin Schrimpf, and this is your episode for Thursday, May 21st, before we head into Memorial Day weekend. Kelton, we had our first trolls in the comments yesterday on social media, and it was an interesting post they decided to drop into the comments on. It was about a post that we did about the highway patrol being out and the warnings they were putting out about Memorial Day weekend. And it was odd to me because the reason that I selected it for yesterday and wanted to give the reminder to our readers and our subscribers and our viewers is that, they, like we said in the article, there's lots of accidents, lots of fatalities on holiday weekends, which they noted in the article, all important information that I think that everybody should be aware of. But the other thing is that I was a Memorial Day weekend baby. Shout out to our Geminis again and our Memorial Day weekend babies. And it's really scary to put a new driver out there on holiday weekends. So I just wanted to put a quick reminder out there for parents, for new drivers to remember, and to everybody to be safe this weekend. Obviously have fun, enjoy your time with friends and family this weekend, but be safe, be cognizant. And there are birthdays every day, including holiday weekends, so there may be new drivers out there, and let's just be cautious and watch out and ignore the trolls, because it's important to remember these things and give reminders that, even if it's a holiday weekend, the Highway Patrol wants you to be safe, and that is why they spoke to the News Tribune. So anyways, as we get into the hot headlines I want you to know headed into the holiday weekend, we are first going to talk about how Jefferson City is looking to expand its more permanent option for shelter option for its homelessness population. Ameren has a major solar project moving forward in Callaway County. The state track and field championships have been bringing thousands of people to the mid-Missouri area in Jefferson City, and Missouri lawmakers are cutting back funding for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We will also check in with our JC&T editor, Liz Garcia. She's going to let us know about a few things happening that you can catch some events this weekend over Memorial Day weekend in the mid-Missouri area. And finally, we have an update on where our mid-mo prep sports teams are at the end of the first kind of big week of district and state championships. So let's get into it. Our first big local story is that the Jefferson City Room at the Inn is trying to move its operations and add a day resource center next year on Adams Street. The current operation is an overnight winter shelter for unhoused people. It opens at 5:30 p.m. daily, and it closes at 7 a.m. the following morning. Housing the Community JC is a local nonprofit that operates the shelter. They are currently located in First Baptist Church. They would like to purchase 107 Adams Street, but they need zoning approval from the Jefferson City Council. They also need to undergo a big fundraising campaign in order to expand what they're doing, expand their facilities. Scott Johnston, the president of the nonprofit HCJC, spoke to the News Tribune, said the plans are really to add capacity, renovate the building, add a resource center, add laundry machines, showers, bathrooms for the unhoused individuals in Jefferson City. This has been a big issue in downtown in the Adams Street corridor with the library, with First Baptist Church on East Capitol for a really long time. This group is really trying to move forward with this. Their operations out of First Baptist Church was always meant to be a temporary solution. They are trying to move forward with a more sustainable operation and a more sustainable kind of approach to the problem down there. So we will keep you updated on how things develop and evolve and move forward at City Council with this project. But that's the first big Jefferson City story of the morning. The second one is about renewable energy, major solar project in Callaway County that is being pushed by Ameren. It could become the largest solar farm in Missouri. According to our article in the News Tribune, the company is hoping to bring 250 megawatts of solar power online by 2028. That is enough to power roughly 44,000 homes. Ameren says the project is part of a broader shift towards renewable energy and diversified power sources. As with a lot of these large-scale renewable energy projects, there's always a lot to look at here, particularly in Callaway County, where we've had a few of these projects. Supporters, I'll love to talk about economic development, construction, tax revenue, jobs, everything that comes with a development project of this scale. Ameren says this project alone could create around 300 construction jobs during development. However, there has been a lot of debate, particularly in this part of mid-Missouri, about solar, about using agricultural land, taking agricultural land out of agricultural use and using it for this. It has a big impact on the rural communities and the farmland around these projects. This legislative session and effort to put a moratorium on projects like these died in the General Assembly. This is also tied to all of these conversations that we're having around large-scale data centers and AI infrastructure, which obviously puts a lot of stress on our electric grid as well as other utility needs. So this is, again, part of a bigger conversation about where these projects go, how they're funded, and the impact they have on local communities. We will, again, you can check out that article online at newstribune.com, but we will continue to report and keep you posted. This segment is also brought to you by our friends at South Bank Gift Company in downtown Jefferson City. South Bank has had a busy month of May celebrating their anniversary. They have several events and workshops coming up through the end of the month, including Helping Hands for Habitat Paint Day, a water towel tea workshop, a weathered metal finishes workshops, and a little light lamp workshop, and a volunteer event at the Habitat Restore store. For the full schedule, you can follow along our friends at South Bank on their social media channels or stop by the store in downtown Jefferson City. But either way, go see our friends and supporters of the NT Daily at South Bank. They are always there to provide fun events and workshops, and you can always find a unique gift anytime you want to stop in and see Jill. So meanwhile, in Jefferson City, we had an article this week in the Tribune that was talking about how one annual event that many of our local sports teams participate in has been a boon for the local economy. The state track and field championships once again brought a huge economic boost to Jefferson City. According to the Convention and Visitors Bureau, who spoke to the News Tribune for this article, the event generated around $5 million in economic impact last year alone. Last year, roughly 9,600 people were on site at Adkins Stadium per day during the first championship weekend. So that means folks are coming here for hotel stays, spending their money locally at restaurants and shops, buying gas, shopping, and it just means that an influx of people spending their money here in Jefferson City, and it changes the feel for a few days, might even mean that they might be looking forward to, those folks that come in for that state championship weekend might be looking forward to that new hotel and convention center opening soon. Could be, we'll see. But it's always a great opportunity anytime we get to showcase Jefferson City to the rest of the state. So if you want to check out the details of that article, obviously you can always go to newstribune.com or read it in the app. In the last few weeks, we have discussed the state budget process, and in the fiscal year 27 budget, our education reporter and State House reporter had an article this week on how Missouri lawmakers are reducing funding for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which has been a statewide program now since 2023. The state budget would cut funding for the program from $6 million to $2 million, so a reduction of more than half. And this program helps provide books to young children. It's become popular. It's a bipartisan support among families, educators, and literacy advocates. Again, the statewide partnership in Missouri started in 2023, and how the program has worked up until now is that the state would provide a 50% match to a community that wanted to bring Dolly Parton Imagination Library to their community. In the discussion about this budget cut, it has seemed that the state would like to see local LEAs, local communities pick up the cost that the state is no longer able to match. I think that is going to be difficult under the conditions that schools will face in the next few years. As we previously reported on, public education funding matching the request for the school foundation formula was not fully matched this year from the request from DESE. So I think that local communities, local schools, local LEAs will also have less to spend on the program. So we will continue to keep you updated on how this plays out. But for right now, the program did see a huge budget cut in the fiscal year 27 budget. And I am going to come back right after this commercial break. We're going to catch up with our JC&T editor, Liz Garcia, to talk about a few events you can catch over Memorial Day weekend in Jefferson City in the mid-Missouri area. So we'll be right back, so stay with us.
We have a severe weather alert to report here. The storm is also bringing the threat of damaging winds and large.
Here's the thing. When storms bear down, we step up.
Ready to go? You bet.
Our teams are always ready to keep your power strong. Ameren.com/poweron.
Welcome back to the NT Daily. I have our JC&T editor, JC&T magazine editor with us, Liz Garcia. If you have not picked up the second edition copy of the JC&T magazine, we have local business owner, downtown business owner of Samuel Menswear, Hannah Spalding on the cover. It's an exciting issue. We're really excited about it. A lot of hard work went into it. It's an exciting time to be editor of the magazine because there's lots going on in Jefferson City, which is part of why Liz is here with us today. We're going to talk about fun things that folks can catch this weekend in Jefferson City on Memorial Day weekend. Liz, tell us about what's going on in Jeff this weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited, Erin. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm particularly excited because you can watch Hercules this Friday on the Capitol South Lawn. And it's the Stars Under the Stars event hosted by JC Parks. It's the first one this summer, so I'm sure there's going to be a big turnout. All you have to do is bring lawn chair, blankets, whatever makes you comfortable, and enjoy the summer night and enjoy Hercules on the big screen with the Capitol sitting behind you. So that should be fun.
What time should folks expect to show up?
The movie will probably start around dusk, so that usually lands around 8:30, 8:45. That sun is kind of set by then, so it'll be dark enough for the movie to start projecting. And so you can probably get there a little bit early, claim a spot, get comfy, and have some fun. Yeah, bring some snacks, popcorn.
Folks can bring drinks, snacks. What's allowed on the Capitol lawn? Anything goes?
It seems like you can bring your own beverages, items.
Perfect.
The event is free, so there's no fee to pay, and you just gotta get comfy, get settled, and be ready for a movie night out on the Capitol.
Awesome. And this will not be the last time. If you have to miss this weekend because you have holiday weekend plans, JC Parks has this all summer long. You can catch a couple movies on the lawn.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect.
And the schedule will be posted on JC Parks' website. So they have kind of the summer series listed out already and kind of what movies you can expect.
Awesome. So check that out on JC Parks' website. And then on Saturday, what can folks find?
This will be exciting. We have a Renaissance Fair coming to Eldon. It's actually a Renaissance Fair that was based in Lake of the Ozarks, but they're expanding even closer to Jefferson City, which is very convenient for us. And Renaissance fairs I find just very interesting. There's so many different outfits and styles presented, and a lot of artists and craft vendors and creators. There will be some sword making, welding. So that will be interesting. A lot of dancing, a lot of live music, some archery displays, yes. So a lot of different things that you can dip your toes in. There is a fee, it is ticketed, but you can still get tickets the day of the event. So if it is a last minute thing that you're wanting to try out, you can still go.
Exciting. Anything else this weekend that folks should catch? We have a holiday weekend.
Yes, we do have a holiday weekend, and if you're looking for some meats maybe to get some barbecue smoking out for Memorial Day weekend, you can pick some up on the Lincoln Farmers Market, which is this Saturday. It is every Saturday, actually, from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m., and there are just local craft makers, local vendors. You can get fresh produce, locally grown, and some local meat as well, and that might come in handy this weekend. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm sure lots of people will be barbecuing. So 8:30 to 11:30, the Lincoln Farmers Markets will start opening throughout the summer. Where exactly can folks find it? What are the cross streets that they should?
Great question. So it's going to be on Chestnut, which goes through campus, and it is on the end of Dwight Reed Stadium, so closer to the football field end. If anyone is familiar with the Finca Farm, it is a local farm on Lincoln's campus, and it is just across the street from that. So it's in sort of a parking lot right off of Chestnut.
Okay,
so,
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're excited. We're going to have Liz on more segments coming up this summer to tell us what's going on in Jeff City. So thank you again for joining us. And
Thank you so much, Erin.
if you haven't seen the second edition of our JC&T magazine, hope you'll pick that up. We have a fun summer edition planned for you as well. So we will be back shortly to give a rundown on the prep sports that happened this week. Golf, state championships. We've had some soccer this week, so we're going to give an update on where our local prep schools stand at the end of this week. So we'll be right back.
St. Louis Carpenters Union has shaped our communities. Through trusted alliances, we deliver skilled professional craftspeople while our business partners provide the kind of quality jobs that keep our economy humming. It's a blueprint that has worked since 1882. Turning Missouri into a right-to-work state stalls progress, wipes out jobs, and kills momentum. Right to work is wrong for everyone. Let's keep Missouri moving forward. Visit carpdc.org to learn more.
All right. Thank you to Liz for joining us for that segment. She's going to be back in future segments to talk about events. But first, I want to thank our NT Daily sponsor and our friends at Hen House. They have your Memorial Day weekend. They have you covered for Memorial Day weekend. It is officially kicking off grilling season. Hen House has whole pork butts for just $1.58 a pound, fresh cut pork steaks, bratwurst, chicken wings, hot dogs, pretty much anything you need for your barbecue this weekend. You can find it at Hen House. These deals are good through May 26th. They also have fresh produce, bakery items, and anything that you may have forgotten to get for the table or the barbecue. You can find that last minute. So stop by Hen House on Southwest Boulevard in Jefferson City and see our friends there to get ready for Memorial Day weekend. And a quick sports update. I want to give an update. We had a couple of rain delays this week that pushed some games back. We had some games last evening that we should have coverage on, baseball and soccer games that we should have coverage on this morning. But I want to give a wrap up of the state championship golf, the golf standings. We had local mid-Missouri players in almost every class. So I want to go through them real quick and give a shout out to our golfers that played in the state championship this week. In Class 1, Eugene's Ethan Wunderlich tied for 7th place individually and received state honors. In Class 2, Fatima's Ty Brandt finished 19th overall, and so I think he received state honors for being in the top 20. And in Class 3, Blair Oaks was just below Eldon. They actually had a great finish. They finished second in the tournament. They finished just 2 strokes back from Eldon. And it was the best state finish in program history for the Falcons, so congratulations to Blair Oaks. Unfortunately, our golfers in the Class 4 and 5 didn't get to play the full 2 days of their state tournament. They only got 1 day of play in. And in Class 4, Capital City's Grant Chonacki tied for 6th place individually in the top 10. Very impressive. And he would receive state honors for that finish. So congratulations to Grant. And in Class 5, the Helias Crusaders finished 8th as a team. Lake Bennett tied for 11th individually, also earning state honors for that finish. I know that the year didn't turn out quite like the Crusaders wanted it to after they had a really strong district performance, but they had a great year and had an individual golfer finish tied for 11th individually. So congratulations to the Crusaders on a great season. And on the dine-in, St. Elizabeth opened district baseball play with a win in their first round game. Like I reported on earlier this week, the Blair Oaks Falcons in baseball have already claimed their district championship. Helias and Capital City and Jeff City played last night, so the results of those games should be in the paper this morning. And in girls soccer, Capital City advanced past Marshall in the district semifinals. So you can find all the district scores, the updates, who's still playing, who's won, who's going to be in the district championship. All of those state results will be at newstribune.com in our sports section. Our sports writers have been very busy. This is one of their busier times of the year. So fun that we got to have them in last week to do that sports segment. So if you haven't caught that, I hope you still have a chance to do that. Before we go, just a reminder, with Memorial Day weekend coming up, it is nice to have a long weekend, but it is, and it's nice to spend time with family and travel and grill out and just get a little extra time at home if you have the chance. But I want to remind everybody that Memorial Day is an observance. It is a remembrance of our service members who have lost their lives in service to this country, and of the families who have to carry that loss with them. So if you see a veteran or a military family this weekend, please thank them for their service. I actually saw one of my favorite local veterans this week for coffee, Hal Dooley, who hosts the morning show on KWOS. We grabbed coffee this week. I did not mean to wear the exact matching outfit. We did not plan our matching outfits, but either way, it is always good to see always good to have a reminder of how many people in our community have served and continue to show up for Jefferson City. So thank you to all of our veterans for their service. Thank you for joining us for today's NT Daily. I hope you enjoy your holiday weekend. I hope you stay safe. I hope you are able to spend time with friends and family before summer activities take over and we have a busy summer ahead of us. We will be back, not on Monday because we will be observing Memorial Day, but we will be back on Tuesday morning here in the NT Daily studio. I will see you then, and have a wonderful weekend.